I do not recommend that you do this if you're in that situation because it is illegal, but I did grab my bag and I ran. Hi there, culture eaters. Hope you're doing great. So I haven't sat down and just, shoot the breeze with you in a while. I don't know if you know this, but I have been a food blogger for 10 years. I know my YouTube channel is mostly travel, but I've been cooking for 10 years on my blog, same name, CulturEatz. And we have an event coming up where we had to do a recipe on Peru. And I've been to Peru. It is one of 2 cities where I have breached national security. So I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to tell you that wonderful story. I have mentioned it before once in a video a long time ago, but I was so tiny back then, like nobody saw it. If you're a travel vlogger or more interested in travel vlogging, I'll just give you a quick little 1-minute shot of the recipe that I made. I made a quinoa flan, and make sure to stay tuned after that, and I will tell you why I breached national security in Peru. So doesn't that flan just look amazing? And I mean, it's healthy. It's got quinoa, right? So quinoa is an indigenous crop to Peru. Did you know that? Make sure to check out my food blog. I'll put the link up right now and you can get the whole recipe and find out how to make it, and check out my blog while you're there. Also, make sure to like this video and to subscribe, and I'm going to continue my story now. So yes, I was in Peru in 2004. I was there in June, so for them it was winter. I spent most of my time in Cusco, which is up in the Andes Mountains. And on the last full day that I was there, I ate a fruit, I can't remember the name, and Florida Ware, I know you mentioned it. I'm going to put it down on here when I find that comment again. I ate a beautiful fruit that I was just too tempted to eat the peel, and that turned out to be a big mistake because I got major food poisoning the day before I had to take my flight back to Lima. There was also a snowstorm. Not a huge snowstorm, but for them at that time, it's a snowstorm, it's winter. So the next day when I had to go leave for my flight, I didn't know if I was gonna even make it to the airport because I was that sick. I ran to the bathroom all night. Got to the airport and I could tell there was problems for sure. I was in line for check-in and it was just not moving. The guy in front of me, he was American, and we talked for a little bit, and I was at the point where I didn't know if I was going to throw up or pass out from the food poisoning, and I got really anxious and probably had a couple of tears come out of my eyes. So the American guy apparently spoke Spanish, was talking to Peruvians in front of him, and I have a pretty good ear for Spanish even though I'm not fluent. So he started telling them that I was really nervous and I was scared, so I was crying. I was afraid of being on my own. Completely understood him. I got very angry and started yelling back to him in Spanish and the other people that I was not scared or afraid because I didn't know what was happening. It was because I was very sick and I didn't know if I was going to throw up on them or pass out. That was my concern. So eventually, after an hour and a half in line at check-in, not knowing if I was going to survive, they said, quick, there's few seats. They checked us. So not many of us got checked in. They said, run to the gate. I was like, yeah, right, whatever. I am not running. But anyways, I got there. We got to the gate. and there were very, very few foreigners, mostly Peruvians, and I just got a weird feeling. I just like, there's something wrong here. A few minutes later, they called on the system that the flight had been canceled. Now, during my whole trip in Peru, I kept saying how the Peruvians are the most calm, quiet people I have ever met in anywhere I've traveled before. Not at that point. Everybody went crazy, and everybody was banging on the counter of the check-in going, "Why is it canceled?" Screaming everything. So that American guy that was in the check-in line with me earlier, I saw him talking to an airline agent, and she motioned for him to quick grab his bag and run with her. And then the Peruvians saw that, and they started screaming, "Oh, you're letting the tourists on, we're being ignored," really screaming. At that point, I had sat back because I just needed some distance from all the chaos. And I kind of looked at the guy, and I looked at the Peruvians, I looked at the American guy with the agent, and I went, I have a decision to make, because she took him through these, you know, the revolving doors with the metal poles that you can't get out of once you go through. She took him through one of those. I sat there debating for like 20 seconds, and I said, do I stay here and wait it out, or do I grab my bag and run through those gates that I am not allowed to run through? I do not recommend that you do this if you're in that situation, because it is illegal, but I did grab my bag and I ran through those gates, and everybody just started screaming, of course, again. When I got through and I caught up to the American guy and the airline employee, she was panicking and freaking out and like about to call security or whatever, and thankfully the American guy said, no, it's okay, I know her, she's my friend. So she says okay. She wasn't too happy, but she says okay. Turns out that there was one flight left that had been filled with a French tour group, and there were like 4 seats left, and they were really trying to pick the people that they were filling those 4 seats left. So I got on that flight. I made it back to Lima that night, and it was a really crazy story. Don't recommend that you break national security if you can, but I did it this time. It was quite an experience. It's one of my best travel stories now, but at the time it was kind of a little scary. Really hope that you enjoyed this video. It was fun to talk to you guys. It's been a while. Make sure to subscribe and like this video, and leave me comments about your crazy travel stories below. I would love to read them. Have you got any stories like this? Have you breached national security in any of your trips? And have you had flan before? So I will talk to you very soon with some more talking, more recipes, or more travel. I don't know, but I will see you very soon. So have a fabulous day. Mwah! Bye.